So I was getting this bread at Dollar Tree, and I was in line behind this lady. This really nice lady. She said she would buy my bread from me. I kind of felt rude not letting her. It was very nice, and I wish her, said she was going to have a lot of good karma coming her way. That was awesome. So, thanks to that lady. Open society. Had Taco Bell last couple days for like dinner, but I'm running low on funds, so it's the peanut butter honey. Well, stopped at the tire place, and I don't really like the vibes I got, honestly. Might be my awkward body language, but I really don't care. I think I'm going to finish that application. And then I went to a gas station next door, across the street, and I immediately said no. I think the superficial bullshit, I think I'm going to go to Salvation Army, even if to go travel a few miles. I'd rather do something, work for something with more of a need, less superficiality, less bullshit, less annoyance. If I have to go a couple miles to get to Salvation Army, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Fuck this bullshit. It's like I go up, I introduce myself, I say hi, and people, they feel like uncomfortable, they don't want to make eye contact with me. Go fuck themselves. I don't want to work for you. I work way fucking harder than anybody that works there. And whatever. It may not be my skill set, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna fucking sacrifice myself for some bullshit. I've already been down that road. I'll go to Salvation Army, I guess. I put on a polo in case it was a tank top I was wearing. I really don't think it was that, because first dude I went up to tried to ask him if they were hiring. I said, hey, how's it going? And he said, hey, how's it going? In the dirtiest, most arrogant way. And then he didn't even want to talk to me other than that. And I had to go into the office to actually talk to people, to fill out forms and tell them, why I was there. So immediately off the bat, you could say maybe it was the polo, maybe I was underdressed. You really don't have much to go off of in the first 3 seconds you meet somebody. I really think it's the way I look. Sometimes I don't wish I looked the way I fucking look. And how I sound and my tattoos. Those 3 things. And if you're going to be that superficial, I don't fucking need to work for you, because you're fucking scum. And then there was one of those QR code things, and I never used one of those before. I downloaded the app. The app wasn't working. And, they probably thought what they thought. Not worth my time. I may be in a, not the best situation, but still have all the confidence in the world. There's so many businesses. I got legs, and I know how to fucking use them. So I don't need to settle. Someone like me comes up to you and approaches you, and you can't interact with them for your own personal reasons, you got nobody to fucking you got nobody to blame as a pussy but your fucking self. That's all. Unless you've been through a traumatic experience, and I highly doubt those people have. So you're gonna interact with me like that when I first meet you? You ain't worth my fucking time. Just walked by another person randomly. I went to Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Somebody walking on the street and just said, hey, how's it going? Clearly ignored me. Said, wish it was going better. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. They need to work around people with a little more emotional intelligence. I think that's my priority for looking for a job right now. Emotional intelligence is difficult to find in today's world. It's a rarity, it's scarcity, it's valuable. Like Salvation Army, places that do good for the community, places of people who help people, who care about people, whose jobs serve a purpose. It's the kind of people I want to work with and work for. So, yeah. I wish the rest of the population better health, and I hope you get better and develop some empathy. But it's those kind of interactions where I just meet somebody for 3 seconds and they completely disrespect me. Those are the ones, and just in general, just being disrespected. But the ones where it's obvious that it's my appearance, it's how I sound, that's what makes me I can't. The only way I can show people, how much wrong they are, or just how poor their judgment is doing things like mixed martial arts. So I don't think that's going to fade away. I don't think society's getting any smarter, and I don't think my frustrations are going to get any less. But the best I could do is find a job with people who, have a certain level of intelligence, where they don't, have poor judgment, and it's not going to bother me regularly. I'll deal with other people outside of like a job, but if it was like the 70s or like the 60s, and showing a little intimidation, showing a little aggression would actually like maybe benefit somebody in some way. Not in today's world. It's just it's not gonna work out for anybody. But at least you could teach somebody something physically, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Now you can't do that because everybody sues everybody. And, people can treat you like a pussy in society, but if you, and then if you don't act like it, they're going to take advantage of you and sue you. So there's no point. People act all tough in person and in social situations, but, when it came down to it, it would just be a lawsuit by, the real pussy. I really wish somebody gave me an opportunity so I wouldn't have to talk so much. Maybe I'd shut up, and maybe I wouldn't have to talk so much. I haven't really had to do anything like that, like physically teach somebody a lesson in a long time. When I was growing up, though, there are two instances where I did. Whenever I had to act and I felt, I was really pissed off, and I felt like I had to let out how I felt to teach somebody a lesson. It happened actually twice with my youngest sister. One time, the age gap between my sisters is about 5-6 years. My youngest sister, my sisters took karate for like the beginning of my life. They were bigger than me. They were decently bigger than me. And they like to take advantage of that, and they like to pick on me, and just take out the frustrations on me when they could, because they could. But then it got to a point where I started playing football in 9th grade, and I started to see that I was stronger than most kids. And then at one point I might have been 10 or something. She might have been 15. It might have been even earlier. I might have been 9. She might have been 14. Well, it was the last time she would just at least that sister would freely just pick on me when she got home, and whatever she dealt with, in her own personal life, she, felt like it was fun to take it out on me, I guess. She was picking on me, thinking that I couldn't do anything about it. She pissed me off real bad. And, picture a 9-year-old versus a 15-year-old girl. And girls hit puberty and grow a lot sooner than boys. I basically grabbed her, I put her in a full Nelson, and then I pinned her face to the carpet, and I rubbed her face in the carpet, and I kept saying, "Don't do this again. Don't do this again. This is why you don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this." I physically taught her a lesson, and she never did it again. Then another time, the same sister, she really hated that my parents bought me fast food all the time, because I play a lot of sports. I did a lot of traveling, played a lot of travel sports and stuff. It's just convenient to get fast food. I like fast food. My parents like to get me fast food because I like it. So, they would usually stop on the way home from games and stuff. One time I was home for the game or practice. I was a little bit older, but around the same age. She was in high school. I had chicken nuggets on the table for my dinner from McDonald's, and she hated when I got fast food. It was telling me it's unhealthy. I get you're trying to make me eat healthier, but when I'm a little kid and I'm playing travel sports, and you don't understand that it's because it's the convenience of getting food, and it's easy for my mother to get food than make it when she gets home, and you don't understand that, and you think you need to teach everybody things when you're 15, and you shouldn't be. She thought she would teach me a lesson, so she threw out my chicken nuggets, and she went up. She threw out my chicken nuggets, and she went upstairs to brush her teeth. And I went to the table, and they were gone. And I looked in the garbage. The nuggets were in the garbage. I knew exactly what happened because she's the only one that would do that. because that's how much she cared about like fast food, and she like pushed healthy food when I was like 9 or 10, and like going to school, playing travel sports. Like I get it. I'll eat health. Like, I mean, I didn't get it. I disagree with her because I was a kid and I liked Happy Meals and I liked fast food, but I'm a kid. And you're also a kid, or were a kid at the time. So, you know, I was like, okay, I was pissed off. That was my food. I was hungry, and I was hangry. I went right upstairs. I marched right upstairs. She was brushing her teeth. I've never punched anybody in the face. It was the only time I ever punched somebody in the face and just unloaded. I unloaded with my left hook. She was brushing her teeth. I mean, you could say, you know, I was kind of a cheap shot, but she threw my fucking chicken nugget. I unloaded with a left hook with all my might right to her fucking cheek. And then I just ran downstairs. I've never hit anybody that hard, and I was younger, and she was bigger than me, and I was scared after I hit her because I hit her as hard as I could. And I hit her so hard, she didn't come downstairs. And I honestly believe I had a tech teacher in high school that talked about a story of my sisters when they were in high school, and talked about one of my sisters giving the other sister a black eye. And I honestly believe that was me at that time. And my sister was so embarrassed to tell her like softball teammates and her volleyball teammates that I gave her a black eye when I was only like 10, that she said it was like my sister who's like my middle sister who's like known to be tough and can get into fights and stuff. And like, you know, I come from the same like bloodline as that, and you know, I may look how I look, but like the part of like my middle sister that she's a complete like beast when she gets pissed off, I have that probably more than she does. And I do it to myself. I don't ever really use it except for those times I used it, and I taught people lessons physically, and they didn't do things again that I didn't want them to do. And now that I'm not a kid anymore, we're adults. You can't do that in today's world. I could physically do that to people, and I could say, treat people with fucking respect. I'm gonna rub your fucking face in this grass for fucking 10 seconds and tell you to fucking respect people. I could do that and just leave them alone after that, and they would learn a lesson. But you can't do that in today's world because people are fucking pussies. I'm not gonna say I'm like in the best physical shape or I'm the strongest person, you know, right now for my size, but I don't know. I could do a lot more than definitely give them credit for it. Not in peak physical form either. I think with everything included, with everything that I've been through, my tolerance for pain, my adrenaline, just the amount of frustrations I have to deal with, I definitely have a lot to give in that department. I'd just be very surprised if I trained myself and somebody pound for pound my size could teach me a lesson. I would be very fucking surprised, and I'd love to be surprised. It was actually a third time I forgot to mention. It was later. It was in college. It was towards the end of undergrad, and I basically used my strength and my will and my power to prevent a fight because I didn't want to fight because I knew that I was going to be the one fighting, and I didn't want to fight, and I knew it was stupid because people were about to graduate and it wouldn't work out for anybody. This guy had some loudmouth, stupid-ass friends in college who started just, like, heckling people. Don't heckle people if you can't fight. It's, like, don't fucking do that. It's just stupid. They were heckling people drunk on a bus, on a college bus. These kids I knew who used to wrestle in high school, I think, they would always be in the gym. I'd always see them at the UB, like, alumni gym and stuff. Like, they could fight versus my loudmouth, pussy-ass friends who couldn't fight. My friends started heckling these kids, and when we got off the bus, these kids started physically picking at my friends who decided to open their mouths on the bus because they were drunk and they thought they could fight for some reason. I don't know why. And then they started getting picked at by these kids who were a lot stronger than them, who went to the gym all the time. They used to wrestle. And I knew it was not going to be good for them because they could not defend themselves. And when the one kid grabbed my friend's shirt, I basically put the kid in a headlock and I didn't let him go until I basically said nobody's fighting. Nobody's going to fight right now. And he tried to like get himself out of the headlock. He couldn't. And then I finally like let him go when I didn't think he was going to fight, and then nobody fought.